Remember a time when our phones were tied down by wires and yet we felt so free? What happened to those days and how did we end up here glued to our screens? Back then, phones were fixed to the wall, but our lives felt full of connection and conversations. Now the phones are free, and yet we're the ones bound by them. Isn't it ironic? The devices that were meant to connect us have, in a way, imprisoned us. Today, I want to take you on a journey where we question how we got here. Have you ever noticed how much time we spend making sure our selfies look perfect, capturing those happy moments? But let me ask you something. Are you as happy in real life as you appear in your photos? Take a look at your selfies, then at yourself. Is your selfie happier than you are? If the answer is yes, welcome to the world of illusion. A world where everything is perfectly filtered but not necessarily real. We show the world how happy we are, but deep down, are we really? Just a decade ago, the world was different. We had real conversations, face-to-face moments, and time to breathe. Now we're still talking, but it's all happening online. The personal touch is fading away. Let me show you some pictures on the screen. These images have a voice. They're trying to tell you something. Can you hear what they're saying? Today, we're more unhappy than ever. And it's not because our lives are bad. It's because we're constantly comparing ourselves to others. We see other people's happiness on social media, but we rarely see the stress, anxiety, or pain they're going through. We're all guilty of this, posting our best moments and hiding the rest. But by comparing yourself to someone's highlight reel, you're only setting yourself up for disappointment. Think about it. When's the last time you saw someone post about their struggles, their sadness? It's rare. We live in a world of filtered smiles and edited joy. Everyone is chasing the perfect moment, but in doing so, we've lost the ability to truly live in the present. It's gotten to the point where, even when there's nothing to show, we're still posting. Taking a picture of the sky, adding a filter, and calling it a moment. But here's the thing. If you're out experiencing something beautiful, like a sunset or a moment with family, don't just capture it for others. Live it. Feel it. Look up from your screen and really see the world around you. Do you know when your mind is at its most creative? It's not when you're busy or distracted. It's when you're doing absolutely nothing. Some of the greatest ideas in history came from moments of silence. Isaac Newton wasn't busy when the idea of gravity struck him. He was sitting under a tree, doing nothing, and that's when the genius inside him emerged. You see, creativity thrives in those moments when we're alone with our thoughts. But today, we can't even handle 2 minutes of silence without reaching for our phones. If we can't sit with ourselves, how will we ever unlock that genius within? We're constantly doing something. And if we're not, our hands automatically reach for our phones, scrolling through endless feeds, filling the quiet moments with noise. The world is obsessed with these screens, and it's keeping us from reaching our full potential. What's become the source of our happiness today? It's no longer about real joy. It's about showing off. If we can present ourselves perfectly online, we feel satisfied. But if we can't, we feel miserable. On average, people spend 4 to 5 hours every day scrolling through their phones. Now imagine if you used those same 4 to 5 hours learning something new or working on a passion. The growth you could achieve in just a few months would be incredible. Your life could be transformed if you dedicated that time to something meaningful instead of getting lost in the scroll. But we don't. We scroll to escape the stress, the anxiety, the worries of life. And for a brief moment, it works. But the stress doesn't disappear. It's still there, waiting for us. Ignoring it only makes it grow. If you're stressed about your career, scrolling through social media might take your mind off it for a moment, but that stress will come right back. The only way to truly overcome it is by working on yourself, focusing on what really matters. You can't run away from it forever. It's time to shift your focus on your career, on your passions, on your family, and on your relationships. There's no doubt that phones have changed our lives in incredible ways, making many tasks easier, connecting us in ways we never imagined. But ask yourself this: have they improved our lives as much as we think? Or are they doing more harm than good? I'm not saying you should quit your phone completely. What I'm saying is this: make it a part of your life, not the center of it.